friend Ants.
And my friend Jenny.
And it's been a hot minute. It's been more like 3 weeks.
It's been way too long.
This is true. This is true. But guess what? You people are going to get so sick of us.
That's right.
Because we're going on a road trip this weekend.
That's right. So we might have to, together.
Together.
She's not going on a road trip separate from me. We're going together.
We're going together.
She just got back from a road trip, and now here she goes again.
And a hurricane.
Well, and that's what, we were going to do some of these.
Go ahead.
We were going to do, some of these stream yards and all this stuff, and
the
then
power didn't cooperate.
Hurricane hit.
Hurricane Ian. He hit in Florida. He comes out. He picks up a little bit in the Atlantic Ocean, and he decides to pay North Carolina a little visit.
Yes. Hey, Ron Hensley. Hey, Monique Morissette.
Hello. This is something that happens with the hurricanes.
It is.
They like to graze over some land, pick up some force, and go visit somewhere else.
Yep, they sure do.
Right?
That's right. So
that's what happened.
She ended up being there a little longer than we thought.
It was a long time.
Yeah.
2 weeks almost.
That she was gone and left us. Hey, Tina Reddington.
And let me tell you something about Tina Reddington.
Okay.
So the other day I was watching KJ. They said Tina Reddington is on Difficult Research. She's on KJ. She's on us every time. I mean, Tina Reddington, you can count on her. Ron Hensley, some of these people you can count on no matter when. We don't even announce we're coming on.
And there they are. And we don't ever.
Yeah, we tried to, and it
that's right.
And it kind of
it's just hard.
It's just hard. And we feel a lot of pressure to get on the certain minute that we said.
Yeah, and we think that we can do that. My job, I'm supposed to be off at 5, but sometimes that doesn't happen, which that's okay. But that's why we just can't set it up. And I think a few more people hopped on here. Let's see, Mary Glick, Jen Marr. It's nice to see you all. Thanks for coming to watch us.
Yes, it is.
We're happy to be together again because we have missed each other.
That's true.
I mean, we have talked, but I didn't call her a lot or text her a lot since she was with Mickey Mouse.
I know, but I think that me and Mickey, we've had a feel of each other. We're going to take a little break. Even my daughter Paige, who worked there, she finally said, I really think I'm really good about this for a couple of years. Yeah. Which is funny because my son is moving to Jacksonville, Florida next weekend from Georgia, which isn't but like 2 hours up the road or 2 hours and a half.
Yeah, so you were thinking, we have a place to stay. We can go.
Yeah.
Well, who knows?
But we can see other things.
Yeah, there's all
I got
kinds of
other
things.
places I want to go.
Yeah.
The Grand Canyon, Niagara Falls. I really want to go to the Holy Land.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like my top number one.
Yeah.
Rome, Greece. There's a lot of places to see.
There are a lot of places. And, maybe that's what, I wish someday we could, get to the point where we could be like, okay, we're going to be doing these videos from different places around the world. Yes, that would be awesome.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
It would. Let's see who else we have on here. We have Mary Glick earlier, Edie Ruth, Trace on the Case. I thought I saw somebody else too. But thank you all. Yes. So we have a lot of catch up to do because
a lot has happened.
Yes, a lot has happened, and she's always the one that keeps up with this way better than I do. So a lot of times this is me getting filled in on all this information that I might have missed.
Well, we know that there's not going to be any cameras in the courtroom.
That's so sad.
And even though we're, I feel like we have, when you watch all the channels, at first we were very upset about it and feel like, but we have to think number one, first about the victims' families.
Yes.
And what they want. It is a hardship for them. But if it helps the integrity of the case, we cannot be personally too upset about it.
That's right.
That sun might really put a glare on here, but it's going to be all right.
I'm getting the raise. A couple other people jumped on here real quick. Shelly Mountain, Kathy, Jennifer. Hey, ladies.
So that happened. Then we had
the news while you were there about Lori.
Yeah, about Lori maybe being incompetent. And the reason I say that is because I thought that Lori was already back. We're going to call it the spa, like everybody's calling it. I thought that that's where she was. Well, apparently we're not actually sure. I think that's still correct because I even checked before we did this. I don't think we actually maybe know her actual location. But, so what I think that has happened maybe is that, the Idaho State of Health and Wellness deemed her competent.
Right.
Then they put a petition out that said, we don't want to get involved in the case. I mean, of course, if she has to come back or a person has to go to the state mental health and wellness, they'll care for them there. But they don't really want to release, they don't want to get involved. So we're thinking that maybe there was, like Archibald might have got a separate person to evaluate her. And present that evidence to Judge Boyce. And so he has stayed the case. The case will not happen in January 2023, which I already knew that probably wasn't going to happen. But we were holding out hope.
We were.
So it's not going to happen in January 2023. But the thing of it is now John Pryor. We can always count on him.
Right.
Always count on him. To judge, please sever the case. Please sever the case. Sever the cases. It's not fair.
So why do you think he wants to do that?
Well, I mean, because he wants to have a defense that says that Lori and Alex did it all.
So he can't say that. He can't say that if it's together.
No, the judge says that. Not John Pryor.
Oh, okay.
Not John Pryor. So,
but what I'm saying is if they make Chad be tried with Lori.
Oh yeah, he can kind of say it.
He can still say that.
He can still say it.
Which, I mean, I don't know why I ask why he wants that. I do know that he doesn't want him involved. He doesn't want him sitting at that table with her.
No. He can say it, but it doesn't mean the evidence is going to line up in his favor to say that Alex and Lori did all of this all by themselves.
So, here's a question I have. If they are tried together, let me ask this. If they are tried separate, are there things that can't be said if they were tried together? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying?
I think that the state of Idaho has all this discovery and evidence, and any of that could come into play into the court.
And that will be no matter whether they're tried together or tried separate.
Probably.
All the evidence that they have can be brought forward no matter what.
So KJ did a fabulous live yesterday. No, it wasn't live. It was pre-record. Sorry about that, KJ. Well, it was a pre-record. But, because, she's going back to that. And, I mean, I don't know how sad y'all are about it, but I'm real sad about it. I mean, I fell in love with her on a pre-record.
Yes.
I mean, I got addicted to her on a pre-record.
Yes.
Right?
We did. We absolutely did.
I mean, we looked forward to it. It was 3 times a week.
30 minutes every time.
It's like taking a vitamin. I mean, it was our existence. It was.
It got me through many nights.
Yes, it did. So, but then we got onto the lives with her. And so you get that instant interaction with the viewers, and they're asking questions, and so it helps create the dialogue. And so we got used to that. And now she wants to, which she does way more research than we do. I mean, we want to.
Oh, yeah.
We want to. We just don't have quite the available time to us to dig into it like we want to.
That's right.
But she did a fabulous pre-record yesterday, and she really helped my heart. She really helped my heart, my mind, my soul about the case. Because I was feeling like, okay, so the judge, October 13th, which we may have, that's when our road trip begins.
Oh, that's where our road trip begins.
After work.
Sure enough.
And so, we may have to get up to date on what John Pryor, what they say through Nate Eaton reporting, because we will not have access to it live or even to the audio for a couple of days. But of course, Nate Eaton and Justin Lum, these people are going to be there.
Yeah,
and they're
going to
be
informed.
They're going to keep us informed. So, we have that.
Yes.
But KJ, so I'm sitting here thinking, oh, their case is probably going to get severed. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, I was going to get severed because they're going to say she's mentally incompetent and it's going to interfere with his opportunity to present his evidence in a case.
Right.
Well, he waived his right to a speedy trial.
That he did.
He did. And so KJ gives this whole case that was presented to the Supreme Court of the United States of America. And it gave all of this reference to that, they can kind of sit beside each other in a trial that's joined and say the other one did it. That doesn't affect it. But if they acted like together, for instance, the thing, and probably a lot of these people heard this yesterday, but if you were caught in a car and there was a certain box found in the car and you and I both ran, there's likelihood that you and I both know what's in that box.
Well, right.
Right? So they come knocking on the door for the child welfare, and both of them, including Alex, all three of them, exited left of Idaho. 2 to Hawaii, 1 to Arizona, Las Vegas, wherever they went. Right? But they exited. They got out of Dodge, so to speak.
Yes.
And so one can come to a conclusion that all of them knew why they exited.
Absolutely. Because why would they just leave otherwise? That's right.
So it put my heart at ease.
Yeah,
I was like, you know what? In my heart, I was like, you know what? They're not going to get out of jail. Even Lori's mom said on the video, there wasn't much that she said that was credible. But she did say Lori's probably going to spend the rest of her life in prison. Even her own mother has come to terms with that, at least verbalizing that out to a film crew, right?
Right.
So I feel much better about, I do not think it's going to be severed, because I feel like and another thing that KJ brought out, which I really didn't know this, is when the judge is making all of these rulings, he's actually looking at the discovery.
Oh.
And the evidence. I thought that he was just looking at past cases or laws and that he was using that. But he's actually looking at what they have. What do you think about that?
I mean, that gives me hope. For sure, knowing that. That means there's good discovery in there, which we know. I mean, we've talked about that there's so many things we don't even
There's a bunch
know
we don't
about
know.
This case.
There's a whole lot we don't know. I can go ahead and tell you that. A lot of text messages we don't know, correspondence, things that they've looked on the computer. There's a blood spatter evidence, the autopsy results. Now, I do agree 100%. The judge has got to make a decision on, are you going to allow a second autopsy? And if not, or if we've got all the evidence that we're going to get, allow the families to place the children at rest.
Oh, yes. For sure.
Let's see what the folks are saying.
Let's do.
I can't read it without my readers on. Jenny can really get on there and read it.
Let's see. All right, so we have some more people on here. We have Mark McGarry,
Yeah.
Harley 62, San Willow, Gloria Fritz. Let's see. I'm trying to see what anybody says.
What does Kathy say?
Kathy's not feeling great.
Oh.
We hope you feel better, Kathy.
'Tis the season. I got to get my flu vaccine from work. Have you already got yours?
I did already.
Ugh.
Baker Canner's on here says, I think the judge will sever the cases. Tastefully Frugal says, what do you think of the theory that Chad will be tried separately for Tammy since Lori hasn't been charged?
No. But she's been charged with conspiracy to commit murder on Tammy.
So you think they'll try them together on
I mean,
that?
I do. I think that, like I said, I think there is a lot of this that we just don't know. But apparently the judge is looking at it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the evidence is what it is.
That's
I mean, like a text message, like some of these things, GPS coordinates and things like this is better than a fingerprint. You understand what I'm telling you?
Right.
Now,
yes.
I can tell you blood spatter too.
Oh, yeah.
You know what kind
It
of...
has to be. There has to be.
It's going to be enormous. And not only that, and, I'm just telling you that Tammy and JJ, their autopsies are going to give us a lot of the information about what they were up to. Like
Right.
drugs or trying to drug people or poison people or whatever. Because, we believe that.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely. We absolutely
Yeah, I believe it,
that.
100%.
Let's see.
Now, when we get done with this, we're going to talk about where is Lori.
That's true.
Okay?
Okay, we have Pam Buono. And let's see. Hey, thanks for joining. She said she called a live.
I know.
Let's see. Tina Reddington said, Boyce has kept it joined through 2 motions. He's not going to sever. And then Paula's on here.
Now I'm going to tell you, before KJ did her pre-record and all that information, I thought this is going to get severed. It just keeps coming up. Now there's this thing of, is she incompetent? But we know that she can be made competent, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now I'm going to tell y'all, which I'm not into the laws. I don't know. I'm not up to date on the laws and medical condition. But why is it not that you were competent at the time that you committed the crimes?
That's right. Well, that's exactly
Why
right.
is it not that?
It should be.
I mean, I'm just asking.
It should be.
We have plenty of video evidence that she was competent at the time that the killings was going on.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We have Julie Wilburn on here now, and Shelby Mountain's on here, and she said, what if she's never deemed competent? What happens next?
Well, I will tell you that when she first became declared incompetent, there was a lawyer. I don't know who he was, but he was a lawyer on, I guess East Idaho News maybe interviewed him. And he said that in his 30 plus years, there had only been one person that remained incompetent and never stood trial. Now, I was thinking today, remember Elizabeth Smart? You remember those nuts that kidnapped her? I mean, they were like really radical, more so than Chad and Lori and Alex, right? Chad and Lori and Alex were radicals, spewing out these crazy beliefs. But the average person wouldn't have been able to look at them and go, those are some nuts.
Yeah.
This man, Gabriel, I think was his name, I forget his last name, him and his wife that kidnapped Elizabeth Smart and all that they did to her. Any nut who, I mean, any person who was seen them would have known they are extremists. They are not of modern society. They're way out there, right? Even he was found competent,
Right.
and she was too.
Right. And I'm like you. She was competent
At the time,
at the time.
that they were committing these-
Nobody was walking around questioning she was crazy or anything. She even went for a mental evaluation and passed that.
Not only that, when she was first arrested in Hawaii, she's answering the judge all the questions. Yes, I understand. Yes, I understand. Yes, I understand. She's doing that.
So I feel like they should not even be looking at that at this point. She was competent then. She should stand trial. She should stand trial.
Well, we don't think that she's been sort of, her competency is in question, but we don't know that she's been deemed incompetent. If that's not correct, please let us know. But that's the way I heard it.
That she hasn't been deemed incompetent.
Right, that maybe Archibald got someone to evaluate her, and they're saying that she is not competent. But the Idaho State of Health and Wellness is saying that per our test, she is competent. I mean, if this is the case, it could just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like, who is the governing body of this? Who is the one that says, oh no, she's competent?
Can the judge just say, we have this, she's competent, we're not going to keep doing this?
I don't know.
Probably not. We'll see what
Probably
they're
not,
saying.
because I think competency can come and go.
Yeah, that's true. Lee Clark says this seems to be going on forever. Yes, Abby Normal, Lori will never stay competent long enough to be tried.
If she can, if they allow her,
That's
she's
right.
really competent. We know this.
Yep.
Now,
let's see. Tastefully Frugal said, I heard she lied about going to community bridges for the mental evaluation. She is playing her game. That's right, Shelby.
now I have no doubt about all that. I have no doubt about all that. But I think that like the judge is not a medical person.
Well, yeah.
He's not a medical doctor. Correct?
That's correct.
I mean, you think about a medical doctor. We know some. Right? And their level of expertise is this. The judge's is this.
Yeah. That's true. So I'm sure. Does she have to be in court to be tried? Tina Reddington says.
Yes, you have to face your accusers. I would think so. You have to be competent.
So you have to be in the courtroom. I would guess.
Yeah. Even what was her name that killed all her children? That drowned them all. That it was severe postpartum psychosis. Andrea Yates, is that her name? She was found insane, legally insane, unfit to stand trial, but she still went to court, and they sentenced her to a mental institution for the rest of her life. In a courtroom.
I hope that they do not put that woman, Lori, in a mental institute for the rest of her life.
Me too, but I'm gonna tell you. I mean, I ain't never been in prison, but I have been on a mental ward.
Oh yeah,
You have
that's
too.
true. Yeah.
That door locks. It makes a big old noise. You're a little bit. I mean, I'm there as a professional, but your heart can't help but skip a beat when that door locks, and you know that you can't get out of it unless somebody buzzes you out of it.
That's true.
And then you have to go between one door. They buzz that door. Then that has to shut. They make sure it's just you with a camera. Am I telling it right?
You're telling it right.
And then they buzz it again for you to actually be let out. This, and
And the care staff is usually behind another locked door.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, do I think she needs to be in prison? I mean, I know where she needs to be, but
yeah. KJ's on here.
I think she needs to be
Hey, KJ.
Personally, I know there's a lot of people that feel like she shouldn't get the death penalty, and she probably won't. I'll go ahead and say that. She's a mother. It's hard. It's hard for them to give it to a woman. I'll go ahead and acknowledge all of these things. People don't want to believe that a mother could kill her children. They don't want to accept it. That it can happen. That it can happen, and they want to think there has to be a mental reason that you do it.
Yeah.
A mental snap.
I agree. I mean, that's what you want to think.
That's what you want to believe.
Because it makes no sense.
But you can be
At
pure
all.
evil.
Oh,
You
yeah,
can be
you
pure
can.
evil.
You're right.
So, I would like to see her on death row just because her and Chad, their access to other humans and behaviors and a somewhat, there's a society in prison, right? All of that would be extra limited. So, do I think she would ever die? No. I don't think they would ever kill her. I mean, we talk about the lady here that from 1988 has been on death row for killing multiple people. And she's in her 80s.
Yeah, she is.
And I do not think they will ever kill her. Here, put her to death here in North Carolina for the crimes committed in the county that we live in.
Right. So exactly right.
I don't believe it.
So Julie Wilburn says, we've seen it so many times. Evil is evil. Moms, dads, so sadly it happens all the time. So true. Shelby says, interesting that Chad's competency hasn't been questioned. Lori is loving the attention for sure. And that is so true. That is.
Well, what I think is happening is whatever Lori does, John Pryor's doing the opposite. Because he is trying to get his client a separate trial, a separate thing. He's doing everything within his power.
Well, let me ask you this. I'm going to say when they go to court, because that's what I want to believe.
Yes.
That they will go. When they go to court, can all these mental evaluations be brought up in court? Like, will the jury know that she has had multiple mental evaluations?
Well, I would assume that that's hashed out in pretrial hearings. Do they want that out? But now, both of them will have psychiatric evaluations, and those forensic psychiatrists will get up and testify.
But they may not say, hey, she is... Okay, KJ says with expert testimony, yes.
Yes.
So...
Just like in Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial. And they're getting up there and they're telling the psych diagnosis that they, after they interviewed them, and they tested them, this is the conclusion that they come up with. But none of them are ever on the same page.
But they may not say, they're probably not going to say, these are the diagnoses we came up with. She's been evaluated twice.
No.
They're not going to say that.
No.
Okay.
Because she either will be deemed competent or not.
And then that's all going to be left out.
Yeah. If she's sitting there for trial, she's deemed competent.
Okay.
That's a given.
Okay.
Remember geometry? It's a given.
It's a given.
It's a given.
I hated geometry. I loved
Well,
all other
you always
maths.
got the given.
All other maths I loved.
Well, my husband is an engineer. So, when I'd be sitting in geometry, I just think, what in the world are we going to be doing with all these angles and obtuse and isosceles triangles? And the only reason I know these words is because my husband is an engineer. But, so, I'm sitting here thinking, of course I didn't know my husband back then when I was in the 10th grade taking all this. And I would think, this is a bunch of malarkey. I don't know why we're taking all this. And then I end up meeting and marrying somebody who uses it every single day.
Isn't that something?
And it's like, well, okay, for you.
It was necessary.
It was necessary. For the majority of us, 99.9.
That's right.
No. And I have to say, Angela Lansbury died today, Jenny.
I know. It's so sad. And And you said you've been listening to her voice.
I've been at Disney for 2 weeks. She was the voice of Mrs. Potts, if you did not know this, in Beauty and the Beast. And so you hear her voice in all of these Beauty and the Beast reenactments. Not to mention, one of my favorites is she's in one of those Hawaii movies with Elvis.
Oh, yeah.
She's Chad's mama, and she's a Southern Belle. This woman could act, probably sing too. She was a triple threat.
Yep.
Murder, She Wrote.
Yes.
She loved it. She
That's
loved it. She was a star.
That's so sad. Like you said, so many people have passed away.
I'm
this year.
like, oh my goodness, all these legends, all these true stars.
It's very sad.
I don't like it.
Me either.
Not one bit.
Sad.
It's very sad.
It's like an end of an era, like you said.
It is an end of an era.
Harley62 says, oh, love her, yes.
Dick Van Dyke's still hanging in. Julie
Yes, that's
Andrews
right.
still hanging in.
That's
Dolly
right.
still hanging in. Loretta Lynn died while I was at Disney.
Sure did.
I don't know if y'all remember Coal Miner's Daughter. Do you remember that?
Yes.
First of all, I was 10. I was 10. I did not see the movie in the theater. We did not go to the theater much when I was a child. I seen E.T. when the day before I went in the 7th grade. I really didn't want to see it. I have a complete aversion to anything horror. Hate it. When I was young, probably about 7 or 8, I probably told the story on here before. You already know it, right?
Yeah,
About
I
the
do.
Haunted Woods.
But I don't know if they do.
My church went to the Haunted Woods. Now, I know that sounds contrary here that my church went to the Haunted Woods, but we did. And you had to crawl through something. And I'm with my dad. I'm the oldest of 3 girls. So I'm probably 7. I don't know. Somewhere in there. Not old. Shouldn't have been in there. Because it has scarred me for life. And somehow me and my dad get separated. In this crawling through black tunnel thing. Well, I'm out there in the scary woods with all these people like all over me screaming with axes. I don't even know how I got out of there. Do you know what I'm saying? I disassociated. I snapped. I came unglued. But like I never, I grew up in the 80s. I did not watch Nightmare on Elm Street. I did not watch Freddy Krueger. I did not watch Michael Myers. I did not watch any of this. If it's got any horror in it at all, I don't want to see it. No. I don't like nobody scaring out, jumping me. Nothing. Well, E.T., this is back when all you seen was commercials. So you would see that little light, and he looked like an alien, which he was. And I was like, yeah, I'm not watching that. And my parents were like, we're all going to see this movie. And I was like, I'm not going. I'm not watching that. It's scary. And of course, I end up going in there and crying like a baby.
Yes.
And loved it. But anyway.
So did you go
Coal Miner's Daughter. What? Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, did you go to those scary woods in our area?
This was in the southern part of the county.
Okay, yeah. That's the one that they used to do, like the makeup artist.
Now, yes.
Okay, this was years ago when haunted houses and haunted trails weren't, they were like, really the youth put them on around here, except for this one that she's talking about. And literal makeup artists came and made these
From
people
Hollywood.
up for this.
They call it Hollywood Scary Woods, don't they?
Something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm sure you were terrified. That breaks my heart for you as a little girl.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I was dating my husband. We were not married. And all of our friends wanted to go to Scary Woods. And I said, yeah, I'm not going. I'll go sit in the car, but I'm not going. I am not going in there. Getting chased by a chainsaw is not something on Candy's
What's your idea of fun?
top 100 list of things to do. I can think of a lot of other things to do, okay? And my husband and all of them, peer pressure. Well, he wasn't my husband then, but peer pressure. And I talk to myself sometimes out loud in the car. But on this particular day, inside of my brain, I said, it's ridiculous. It's not real. It's not real. You can do it. You can do it. It's what I'm telling myself. You can do it. So we go through 2 rooms. I did stand in line. I cannot even believe I did this. But I stood in line. We go through in 2 rooms. A lot of screaming's going on. I really can't tell you what's happening because I'm looking at the floor. And I tell myself, open your eyes, look at what's happening. You know it's not real. I'm not kidding y'all. Something came out of the wall and beelined for my face right here, screaming or hollering at me or whatever. And I snapped. I was incompetent. I might have been incontinent. I don't know, but they had to get me out the back doors like immediately. I had to exit left. I'm not kidding y'all.
I mean, it's not funny.
My husband said...
It's not funny, and I'm trying not to.
He said, my eyes were this big. I'm not kidding. But I know this ain't my deal.
Well,
I don't like it.
Yeah, and I think that, a lot of people we were talking about this. My daughter and daughter-in-law both said, they don't like scary stuff, which I don't either. And when I was young, I really didn't like that. I went to Myrtle Beach one time, and there was a haunted house that you went through by yourself. Like you had to go through. I mean, whoever your group was with. Well, it was just me and my husband, and I was the same way. I'm like, yeah, I can't do this. Get me out now. Well, I don't know if I could do that, walking through there by myself.
I can't walk through it by myself,
but
hanging on to people. Nothing. I don't want to have nothing to do with it. And the whole reason we got onto this was Coal Miner's Daughter.
Yes. Well, let's see what.
Because I got to tell y'all about Coal Miner's Daughter.
Oh, Julie Wilburn said, can you imagine a haunted house with Chad and Lori? Oh, my gosh.
Well,
KJ, when
I would like to snap on them and beat the tar out of them.
Yes, that is so funny. But okay, Coal Miner's Daughter. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay because I got off on ET and whatever and all that. But Coal Miner's Daughter. I did not see it in the theater because I was about 10 years old. But I seen it on TV. I'm pretty sure. I did not see it at the theater. Or I seen it on HBO. I seen it somewhere, about the time I'm turning 10, 11, 12, MTV, HBO, these things are coming out.
Right.
So I seen Coal Miner's Daughter. Did you watch it? Oh my God. Her honeymoon about made me want to vomit. I was sick to my stomach. I about could not watch it. And I watched a little clip of her the other day, and they were interviewing her, and for Coal Miner's Daughter after Sissy Spacek won Academy Award, and they said, you had a rough honeymoon night. She was 13. Did you know this? I knew she was young, but I didn't think she was 16. She was 13. He was 21. Oh, it just about makes me want to puke right now. But anyway, she said, a rough night. It was a rough month. That's what she said. God rest her soul. God rest her soul. God rest her soul. But anyway, Loretta died and Angela Lansbury, and we're just losing them left and right. Real talent. We're losing it.
It's the end of an era for sure. For sure.
So, back to our competency. We don't know where Lori is, right? Is that right? We do not know where she is.
Does anybody know?
We do not know.
Look, KJ said they need to exorcise Lori's demon, watch Lori's head turn all around and throw up. Yes, they do.
See, I never watched none of that. Exorcism, Carrie, Halloween. I never watched none of that. I mean, true references. I know
Friday
some of what it is.
And the Nightmare on
I
Elm
cannot
Street.
watch that mess. I cannot watch it.
But Valerie Moore said, I used to have a cat clock that its eyes moved back and forth with the pendulum, just like Chad's. Hey, Barbara DaCosta.
You know who else had a clock like that? Back to the Future. You remember when...
Tina Reddington said, am I hallucinating or did Dolly pass too? I hope I'm imagining things. I do not think Dolly Parton passed away.
Well, I pray not. And if somebody has, tell us, because I love her. Now, she did say she don't want to live to be 100.
Yeah.
But please, Lord, don't let her go in 2022.
Yeah, I don't think
My heart can't take it.
Hey, Arwen Hardy. Yeah, I don't think so either. KJ said Lori is going back this week, in her opinion.
Well, that's right. They think that she's going back. Now, this is what I said, because I said this on KJ's pre-record. To me, it's kind of like saying, because I'm thinking in a medical sense, right? So it's like somebody saying, well, her heart rate is 150. Well, if her heart rate is 150, what do we have to do?
Well, we have to do something about
We have to
that.
do something right now.
Yeah, that's
so.
Yeah.
When they were saying they're not sure where she's at, and I'm thinking, well, if she's been deemed incompetent or unstable or whatever, unmedicated, I mean, we know what she really is. But sometimes these doctors can be fooled, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, help me. Mental evaluations are really based on somebody's behaviors, what they tell you. There is a brain scan, like if you have, your brain is shrunken,
right,
or if you have a brain tumor, or there's not a lot of oxygen to your brain because the vessels are very clogged. But there's nothing in here to look at somebody and go, oh, she's evil,
right,
and she's mentally insane.
That's right.
Medically, right?
And we know Lori's a good actress, right? I mean, okay, let me say this.
I don't know if she's good, but
she's an actress.
But
she
can put on for a doctor.
Exactly. Well, yeah, and I will not say she's a good actress because...
But she loves to put on for the police, for the doctor. She knows the drill.
Right.
She knows the drill. She's been doing it her whole life.
So that's probably what she's doing right now.
The only way she's going to be found out is if she has the same consistent clinicians evaluating her. Because that was her MO back in the day when she's making all these claims about Joe Ryan and things like that, is she was going from state to state, so they would have to start all over again. So, at first when somebody's telling you something, you sort of take it at face value until you have evidence that speaks otherwise. Well, that evidence has to come to that state and present itself. So the only way she's going to be found out here is if the same clinicians are evaluating her and go, yeah, she's putting on. Right?
Well, I hope that she gets the same ones.
Well, the state, I mean, they pretty much have the same doctors, right?
I should hope. But what if she's just sitting there not speaking at all? How much are they going to be able to evaluate? I mean, we talked about this last time, I think. If she's not speaking at all.
Well, and I'll tell you this, and I know people don't want to hear this, but anytime religion is the primary vernacular that they use, they deem it to be not right.
Right.
Like
if they're going on the extreme.
If they're religious fanatics.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Or they might believe they're hallucinating. Because, I mean, I could tell you I see an angel standing right there. There ain't nothing to say it is, and there ain't nothing to say it ain't.
That's right.
Right?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
I mean, am I saying it right?
You are saying it right. Yes, you are.
Okay.
Yes, you are. Valerie Moore says she lied to the police with ease. Yes, she did.
Now,
you can't fix evil. KJ said Dolly's fine.
Thank God.
But shown in the same photo with Lynn on the news when they reported Lynn's death. That's what San Willow said. Okay, thank you very much. Pam said, mentally ill to me is incapable of taking care of yourself, your personal hygiene, having normal conversations, and that didn't seem like Lori at all. That's true. No, it did not.
And that's another thing is you would think just like a medical evaluation, KJ was bringing this up yesterday in her pre-record, which she is spot on. When you talk to a medical doctor, what do they ask you? What do they first intake? Your symptoms you're experiencing now, but then they go to what?
Your history.
Your history. Like how you look, I would think that a psych evaluation, they would be looking at all these psychological evaluations she's had. Here she is after her husband's killed. And even though she acts inappropriate to the situation, she's not acting like she's a crazy person.
No, she's not.
Like she's unstable.
Yeah.
Or snapped.
Right.
Anytime, let me tell you something. When you see those people like that shoot up a lot of places, or shoot up like that guy that shot up the Batman theater, and their whole whites of their eyes are showing, that's a person who, at the moment, and even he has stood trial, at the moment, they're not together. I ain't never seen all the whites of Lori's eyes, or Chad's eyes, or Alex's eyes.
Well, and the other thing is,
do y'all know what I mean when I say that? Like it's like they're, I can't even do it.
They're not there.
They're not there. They're like, but you can see the whites all around the eyes when they're taking the picture at the police station. Like they didn't even take them to the hospital.
Right.
But they probably needed to be in the hospital.
Exactly.
Yeah. So when you see that, that's a sure sign.
That's right.
That's a sure sign.
And what she did was planned out too.
Planned out.
I don't
planned
like
before, planned after.
Yep. That smiling out the car window like a princess in a parade was bizarre.
That's another thing. They want to talk about how the camera was looking at her in the court. Okay? She's put her hairband on for a ring. Right? She's sending signals. That sounds like somebody who's got it going on.
Yeah.
Then when they walk her out, smiling like she's the Princess of Wales, getting her photo taken.
Yeah.
Why is this not used in the psychological evaluation? I'm being dead serious.
It should be. I feel like it should be.
100%. 100%, Jenny.
So when are we going to know?
Well, we never know when we're going to know. But there is a hearing on October 13th. John Pryor's going to ask to be severed, but KJ has put my mind at ease about this. It probably is not going to happen. They're going to have to sit in the boiling hot water together. And if Alex was here, he'd be right there with him.
Oh, yeah. He's already in the boiling hot.
He's boiling already. But I feel good about it. I could be wrong. I could be wrong because,
Hey, yeah, Shelby said, and she was competent enough to try to get life insurance money and order her and Chad's rings with Charles's card. I mean, yeah.
And change Tylee's deposit that was coming into Tylee's bank account to her bank account.
Yeah. I mean,
make plane tickets. She didn't portal over there. Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah. Portaled right over.
I mean, it'd be one thing if you said, I don't know how I got here, but then I'm the one that ordered the tickets.
Yeah.
It'd be like me saying, well, I don't know how I ended up here, Jenny, but I GPS'd how to get here.
I mean, it's
like crazy. That's on my phone.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I'm telling y'all, the phone is going to do them in. The phone and the computer, the children being found in the backyard. I mean.
Well, when you have Chad who's writing middle school level nasty little romance novels, and they are all making up all these code names, and they think people aren't going to figure that out, because they were texting each other back. I mean, we know they were texting each other back and forth. We've seen some of those texts.
We ain't even seen all of them. Yeah.
Thank goodness they weren't smart.
Well, that's how the criminals get caught.
Well, I mean, because we needed them to get caught, and we need them to mess everything, up where there's no way that their attorneys can win this trial at all. Right.
Well, we need to focus on Krisha K on Difficult Research has a petition. I'm not even, I know that I should know what that is, but I don't even know what the petition actually is for. I don't know if it's for the bodies to be released or transparency in the courtroom. Maybe Kathy can tell us, or KJ can tell us. But she does have a petition. That's the things that. What is something we can do? What is something we can do? I'm talking about us.
Yeah, I mean,
as
we
the
need
collective
to.
army out here for justice. What is our? We need to rank. We're going to try to get these children's bodies released. I mean, there ain't a whole lot we can do about it except stomp our feet and clap our hands and sign petitions about it. But we need to be, that needs to be front and foremost. And I'm sure Kay and Larry have expressed greatly to the DA and Rob Wood and all them. This is a priority for us.
That's right.
Lori and Chad are going to get taken care of.
Yeah.
I have no doubt about it. When it happened, I don't know.
That's
My crystal
right.
ball is broke. I don't know when that's going to happen. But about that, and what else does it we need? And
well, KJ says pray.
Pray, number one.
And
number one, start there.
That's right. And San Willow said the petition is on Discord.
And I'm sure that's on difficult research.
Yes, absolutely.
And even if we, would I love to see the trial? I would.
Yeah.
I would. I would. But that's not the most important. Mm-mm. The most important is justice get served and that these children be laid to rest and that the victims' families get what it is that they need.
That's right. That is exactly
that. That's number one. That's number right. 1, 2, 3.
And
bam,
that's
bam,
what
bam.
we are praying for. And that is what we pray for every day.
Mm-hmm. Justice is coming. I have no doubt about that.
Yeah.
One way or another, it's coming.
Yeah.
I have no doubts about that.
Yeah.
And I don't believe it's going to be severed. I mean, I could be wrong. If it is severed, it's going to be over this questionable incompetency. But Chad waived his right to a speedy trial, so guess what? Sit there, sugar lump.
That's right.
Sit there.
That's exactly right.
Actually sitting there with not knowing what's going to happen, that's
pretty, that's not.
That can't be an easy place to be.
It cannot.
You know that OJ went to trial 9 months after he was arrested? Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Because you know why?
Why?
Because he won a speedy trial.
Oh, because he did not waive his right?
Well, I can't remember that, but he believed that he was innocent. We know he's not, but he believed he was innocent. But he was banking on the court of public opinion. Of course, he was right.
Oh, he was right.
He was right.
He was right.
He was right.
KJ says, what if Lori convinces doctors that she is the queen of the 144,000? Oh, my goodness.
Well, do you think that's possible?
I mean, I can't say anymore. I've been surprised by so many things.
Can she convince someone that she is the queen of the 144,000? Remember how KJ used to do it? I mean, gosh.
She can't convince me. I can tell you that.
She can't convince me. And I'm going to tell you how I know.
She ain't
the queen of the 144,000. All they got to do is look in a Bible, Bible. That's the book for me. Look in there. She ain't listed. She don't qualify. How about that? She doesn't qualify.
That's right.
I don't qualify.
I don't feel like she could convince anybody of that. They would need to give up their medical license if they were convinced of that.
Hey, just like this, okay? Take this to the bank. Just like KJ says that Judge Boyce has all these other judges and bodies that are looking at every decision he makes. There's somebody above him. Mm-hmm. There's the Supreme Court that's above him. Mm-hmm. There's always somebody above you. Well, guess what? There's always some medical doctor above you, some medical board. You can't just, you have to have concrete things to be basing these things on.
Yeah.
There's always somebody who could look at it and maybe say, yeah, that's not right.
No.
I don't believe she can do it.
I don't believe so.
I don't believe so.
No.
Is she evil? Yes.
Yeah.
Is she diabolical? Yes. Again,
Is she
there's no
trying to make them believe that? Probably.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
She might make them believe that she really believes that. I don't think she's going to make the actual doctor believe that she's one of the 144,000, but she might make the doctor believe that she really does believe that, which I don't think she believes that at all. I hope she cannot make them believe that. Even that she
They
is
need
crazy
their
enough to
medical
believe it.
license retrieved, taken away. Right?
I mean, do you think that she could, I mean, like you said a few minutes ago, they don't have any way to test what she's saying is true. So do you think that she can make the doctor believe?
Where does she get
that
this doctrine of the
she thinks that?
144,000? That's what I want to know.
But
No, I'm asking.
well, I don't know, but I mean, she wouldn't even need to have that. She could just be in there saying, "Look, this is why I did this. I'm one of these people. I'm one of the 144,000."
But she didn't say she did it.
Well, that's true. She didn't.
She would have to say, "This is why I did this." And again, for those of you who
That's
are new, for those of you who are new, if she really, honestly believed this, she would have told the first person, "I had to do it. The Lord told me to.
Yeah.
My child was a zombie. There was an evil person inside of them." Right?
That's right.
They killed Charles. Do they call anybody and tell anybody? Did they call a bishop? Did they call anybody and tell them we got rid of the evil one?
They did not. They did not.
I mean, this is where common sense comes in. Common sense. Right?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
So October 13th, I mean, I'm going to be working. You're going to be working. But after work,
we
you
might
and
do
I
a little.
are going to get caught up on it, and we may do a little update.
Yeah.
While we're on the road, because you and I are going on a road trip.
We're going on a road trip.
We're going on a road trip.
That's right.
And we're super excited about it.
Super excited.
Because we ain't been able to spend a lot of time together. We spend every day together. But we do talk every day.
We talk every day.
Yeah. And we thank y'all for jumping on.
We do.
And we'll just see where it goes, but just rest easy.
That's right.
My nerves have been calmed down a lot about it. It really has. Because once some of these things start getting finalized and we know, hey, ain't going to be no cameras in there, we ain't going to know, then you can sort of deal with it, calm down about it. There's nothing we can do about it. There may be something the victim's family can do about it, but you and I can't do anything about it.
No, we cannot.
The general public cannot do anything about it. Other than go to Idaho. And, I mean, first of all, you don't even know when the trial's going to be. Second of all, I mean, none of these courtrooms look very big to me. It's going to be standing room only. Kind of like that Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. You got to be out there all night to get tickets. I mean, I know KJ's going to go, but see, KJ probably, the family probably get a certain amount of tickets.
Yeah.
And they can, deem them out how they want to.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
But no matter what, we ain't giving up.
No, we're not. And we'll be following it along the whole time. Whenever it does happen, there'll be people that'll be updating what's going on in there.
Well, Nate and Justin Long.
Absolutely.
And they ain't let us down yet.
No.
They keep us up to date on what's going on.
That's right.
I follow both of them on Facebook, Instagram.
Yep, they're letting us know.
They're letting us know.
Let's see what we got. Let's see. Yes, Donna Brown says, I feel so bad for Larry and Kay. Absolutely.
I feel horrible for them too. It's not right. It's not right. And I said this the other day. Where are the victims? I mean, where are the victims' rights?
I know, that's right. They're gone.
I'm talking about Charles, Tammy.
That's right.
We put Joe in there, Tally and JJ. Where's their rights?
They had none.
They were American citizens. Where's
That's
their
right.
rights? They
That's
were
right.
human beings. Where's their rights?
That's right.
And then you got the victims' families.
Yes.
They don't, I mean,
Where's their rights?
to us, they don't seem to have any rights in this whole proceedings. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they do get, I'm sure they get more information than we get, but
it's
they still don't have the rights like that they get. Where's their representation to go up and say, hey, we want to lay these children to rest?
Yep.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's terrible. And you're right, none of those people get the rights, which makes it so frustrating when we see so much. Well, we got to do this right for them. We have to do this right for them. Talking about Lori and Chad, and it's just like,
it's nauseating.
It is, because the proof has to be there. The proof has to be there.
Well, I can tell you, number one, they're not jumping up and down, neither one of them, and saying, get me to my trial. I know that Lori didn't waive her right to a speedy trial, but that's just a ploy in the chess game. When one does this, the other one's doing this. This is what they're doing. They're trying to keep the judge and the other side off balance. That's all that is.
Yeah.
You know, well, Judge, we're gonna make you choose a lane, and then we're gonna hold your feet to the fire about it.
Yeah.
That's all that is. But yeah, neither one of them are jumping up and down saying, "Get me out of here! I can't take it. Get me out of here! I'm innocent." Because we know they're not.
That's right.
So that's all. That's really that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
But anyway,
they are guilty, and I'm ready for them to receive the.
Well, maybe
the
some
death
other
penalty
maybe
is what
some
I
other
wanna
justice
see,
will
but-
come before that.
Yeah.
I mean, God is still in control.
That's right. That's exactly right.
I mean,
Yep.
He's in charge of earthquakes and their health and
Yep.
what happens to them. I mean, so I rest easy.
That's right. We just have to trust him. That's what we have to do.
That's what we have to do. So we have to work together tomorrow.
We do.
High five.
High five. We do get to do that.
Normally we don't even get to work a day
No.
together.
No.
We used to work every day together.
Yes, we did. Every day. So this has been, it's different. It has been different for sure. Allison Umpleby's asking if it's cooler weather for y'all. It is a little bit cooler. We're like 70s. It's cold in the morning and cooler and like
we don't have the
70s
car
in the
running.
afternoon. Right. And we're not pouring sweat. So that's a nice thing. I'm enjoying fall this year.
I love fall.
I love fall, but like it's a real fall. Like a lot of times here, our fall is still hot. But it has been a nice fall. It's been feels like fall.
Yeah, it feels like fall. Oh, gosh.
There went our light.
Went our light. You know what? That's our sign.
That's our sign.
That's our sign.
Yes. So, I guess we're going to jump off. But thank you all for joining us. Pam, Valerie, Tina Reddington, KJ, Harley 62, Donna Brown, Allison, Edie Ruth. I don't know if I said Valerie, Philly, Trace on the Case, Paula Lee, Gloria Fritz. We love you, KJ.
Mwah.
Donna Donald.
I love them.
Tina Reddington. I've probably said all these already. Edie, Harley, 62, Ron Hensley, Valerie Moore, Barbara DaCosta, Jennifer, San Willow. Thank you, San Willow. Yeah,
so we're going to try to jump on Friday while we're on the road.
Yep.
And we'll maybe y'all update us because we'll be at work. Different
There's
works.
Casey Hazlett.
Casey Hazlett, that's my
Jennifer.
niece. And so we'll probably jump on Friday while we're on the road.
Yep, sounds good.
And maybe, because that was our first live. Well, it wasn't really a live.
No, it wasn't a live.
It wasn't a live, but what we did was we set it up and we videoed
on a road trip. So we're
on
gonna.
A road trip.
That's right. All right.
Like old times.
That's right.
All right. So we'll talk at y'all later. We'll catch y'all on Friday.
That's right.
Y'all be trying to find out what Justin Lum and Nate Eaton say.
Yes.
And we just got to stay strong.
Yes, we do.
stay strong. We thank all of y'all for
Yes, we
joining
do.
in and
Thank
jumping
you.
in with us.
Thank you so much.
All right. Until next time.
Bye.